Hello, hello. How are we all doing? I can't hear myself. There we go. We are here today. Yay. I forgot to do the Discord post. Hang on a second. Got ahead of myself. Let's copy that. And put it in there. I really wish YouTube had like a persistent link for the stream. But alas, I have to get it every time we go live. Okay, then we go to Discord, which is not running at the moment, which is a big problem. Alright, okay, and we go to the Discord, and we go to streaming announcements, put it there, and I forgot to write something. I forgot to tag people. I pressed the wrong button. Let me edit it. Oh my god. I'm so bad at this sometimes. Shift enter. At stream gang. And working on our Metroid Mega. We're alive. Okay, where is this? We go here. We can see me. It's me. Hello. How's everyone doing today? We are here. And last time we set off on this journey, we were working on our Tusk, our walrus that has been transformed via scientific experiments and has gone rogue and is killing everybody. And our fight is pretty much done at this point. I kind of want to add like a second phase where maybe he like runs at you and when he hits the wall like things fall down or something, like just something different so that he's not doing the same thing all the time. But at this point, like I would consider him pretty much done, you know? So we can demonstrate the fight because I added audio too, so maybe I can mute the music. And we can run this. It's not very loud, is it? Oh well. We'll do our best. And I think we can just spawn straight in, yeah? Here he is here. The ratio for the screen is not right. There we go. And I have to compete with the light, which is a little bit more difficult than I would like. Alrighty. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Before I go any further, I forgot to set up my tablet so I can see what the heck the stream is doing, if it's effing or anything like that. Plug the charger in. It's starting to get a bit long in the tooth. It doesn't last. Well, I keep it plugged in so long, that's probably why. Oh, Randy's live. That guy's never live. Stream manager. Alright. Let's give this a run. So, we're going to get the alert message. And he does like a scream. I got his health down there so I can see that. I know the pattern really well now, so I should be fine. Okay. He's a bit big, I think, in my opinion, I would say. He probably needs to come down a bit in size. Okay, we're getting there. Only 900 hit. Maybe he has too much health. Yeah, because I was thinking it'd be cool to have like something to push you around so that you can't pick a position. It's advantageous to be as far away as possible because it's the least threatening attack. The worst attack is when he like comes down with his tusks. So it's easier to keep your distance and wait for him to jump and then switch sides. So that's the strategy I've adopted against my own boss. It's pretty safe because he's only going to do those two moves. And I guess this is just because I know the AI, right? So... And then we beat him. And he does this. And he's dead. Poor guy. I really feel bad for him. And then we can save. And now he's gone. And that is the entire encounter in a nutshell. So that's done. And I wanted to actually just touch up some stuff around the game because we're getting into the realm of like completing the vertical slice. So we've got a couple of bosses, a couple of enemies. I want to touch up the way that health and collection of like upgrades go for like your health and your energy and how healing works and all those kind of things. So we're getting into that. And I guess we're going to start with how health looks because right now it does not look so great. You know? I think I'm going to need a sprite too. Annoying. We have to just draw some new elements. Which I've never really been good at UI, so we'll see. I don't know what opens like that. I guess it... I mean, do we use A-Sprite or do we use GIMP? The game actually renders at full HD. So, like, it's 1080p. Well, actually, it's going to be whatever the resolution of the screen that it's on will be. And then the camera actually changes in order to get the pixels, right? So I actually find that works a lot better than having like a fixed low resolution game. At least in my testing, that's been the best way to do it. I probably need to touch up how like the camera adjusts because right now it's only on a vertical level. And so like for like some square ratios, it doesn't quite work out. So there's that. But that being said, I think most of the time it's going to be on a 16:9 monitor. Most of the time. But so I think maybe GIMP might be better. Create 1920 by 1080. That is not the right program to be moving over. I guess we want to do like a... Dude, I need to get my vision tested. We want to add an alpha channel and then we want to delete this background, right? Because we just want to sort of create something up the top. Because this will be like the entire screen. Let's just assume that it's a 1080p screen. And then we need something sort of like taking up this top right-hand corner for health. And I don't know what's typical, probably about that much, right? Like you probably wouldn't want to like take up any more of that. And I wanted to try a new technique, but it's going to be complicated. It's going to need a couple of elements, mostly just squares, right? It's pretty much just going to be squares. I want kind of like chunks, essentially, because it's not going to be exactly like Hollow Knight or Silksong where you've got like 5 little heads. I want it to be possible to have like increments of that, but at the same time, I do want to be represented that way because like the damage that you take is 20 pretty much by default. Pretty much everything does 20 damage, so you get like 5 hits, essentially. But like, it could also be possible to get like a half damage. Like, mathematically, it's there. It's not. I'm not doing it yet, but I want to keep my options open. But I do want to probably have the health bar broken up, and so when you get upgrade, you get an extra 20. You know. So I guess we'll create it. A new layer, and I want to make like a little bounding box here. We can probably just color this in with like a white color. That's where we want to take up the space. So we probably want it to be like that. If we want it to be 5, how many pixels is that? I sort of just chose that space at random. Dude, automatically generate vertically crop contact for short feeds? New. That's cool. Didn't know you could do that. Alrighty. Let's get amongst it. Okay, so I'm reconsidering the size that I've made this square because I don't know exactly how many pixels it is. $600. I wanted to make it like a good... If I make it 600, that doesn't really go evenly, but then I need padding as well. So if we make it 500, then we can make each block 200 pixels. And then we have like 50 pixels either side for padding. And then how tall would we have it? Like realistically, because you're going to be 2. Make it like 100. No, I reckon 50 probably the size that you would get for that. And then, yeah, make this rectangle 500. Oh, yeah, see, I'm looking at the wrong numbers. So about 600 by 100. But then the actual block will be 50 and then we'll take up padding. Something like that would be the space that we actually take up there. And then how does that look like on a whole scale? I feel like that's pretty good. So I actually think I might genuinely switch to Aseprite because like the tools I'm more familiar with. Did I say 600 by 100? Quite big for Aseprite. I suppose on a technical level, I only really need to make like one section and then the rest repeats, you know? What color would it be? I suppose wear red. Do like the background in a black, like an outline. Oh, 50 pixels, didn't I? Wait, canvas size? Is height 100? Oh, what? Excuse me. I guess. Probably. Would it make more sense to just make it like pixel perfect? Probably. And what did I say? It's 500, so the length of these, for them to be 5, would be 100 each. But we want a little bit of padding, so I guess we can make them like... How many blocks? Like, just go to here? And that's like your one square here. And man, this is the part where it gets tricky because I gotta create outlines. I'm really bad at making UIs. This might be a shit stream. This is like the under, right? And this will be a color. Right now I'm using red. I don't really see any reason to change that. That's not gonna work. Start simple and then see if we can get the code working. Because right now I'm just using a whole excuse me, Like just a what do you call it? God damn it. Where's the UI? Do I even have that saved as a... I got a bunch of other tests that I was doing. See, I wanted it to look like this. Huh. I already had like an idea here. But they were more pill-shaped instead of squares. And I wasn't able to get it working. So we'll see. Okay. Let's have a look. It's going to be under archive, bosses, damage enemies, singletons. Yeah, I think it does exist at the game state, right? Yeah, that's where the health is. It sits on top of everything. Secret menu, player user interface, player UI. Okay, yeah, so I've got a health bar here. Right now, I think we're just setting the value, right? And we've got 2 progress bars. Okay. Okay, so it can't be red. I think I might just make this the upper. And then this the lower. We'll do this like in a grey colour. Ooh, and one that I can't see. Dude. Oh, goodness. Get rid of that. Okay, so we've got the 3 layers. And then I suppose... would that be best represented? You have a bunch of these. 17 pixels off. 17? Oh, that's this particular layer. I was like, what? Okay, 16 and then 36. And then, so you have like your smaller dudes here. I need the black one. So be like the energy. Probably, I guess, 8 pixels, right? But you do it at 16. They're like half the size. And they're blue. They should be on a different layer though, because otherwise I'm gonna have a hard time exporting them. This is health. Can you create groups with layers here? Convert to background. New layer, new group. Okay, this is health. New group. Energy. Okay. Back to it. So we probably want to have... how much of a gap do we have here? Like 4 pixels? Halfway down this. Do it like that. What kind of game are we developing? We are working on a Metroidvania. It's just a vertical slice right now. Where'd it go? So we're up to the stage now where, hello, Mr. Squarepeg, how are you? Welcome to the chat. So Miles Columba, we are working on a Metroidvania. It is going to be more of Metroid or like even Mega Man inspired, where there's going to be, I guess, can I make Metal Gear? I love Metal Gear, Snake. I probably could make it, but it would take too long. And those games are like really well written, so like I can't. But it'll be 2D. And right now, this is the last boss we made. It's an angry walrus that has been experimented on. So it is 094SR. This was named by one of our community members, aka Wally. I just wasted my day on deciding what to make. It can be difficult. And this guy, he's not happy. He's killed every researcher in the research department, and you've been sent to investigate, right? Why this scientific facility has gone dark. And so you're gonna come in. Yeah, let's run this. I think I just defeated this boss. 2D top-down game in Unreal. How does that work? 2D top-down. That's how I'm doing. Yeah, that sounds kind of hard. Okay, so he should be here. Yeah, he is. And he's pretty cranky. But we can fight him. He's gonna jump? No. Oh, he's gonna shoot. Here we go. Tail attack. I don't have to stand this close. I just want to show you guys the different moves he can do. And so you can sort of move around and escape him. Ouch. Don't forget to jump when he lands. You can fill him with bullets. Unfortunately, he's actually a bit of a victim, you know, because he didn't choose to be experimented on. Oh, didn't quite make it. We got music competing. I forgot to turn off the music before I ran this. How we doing? We're almost... I think he's got too much health. You know what it is? He doesn't have a second phase, so like after a while it does become a little bit... If he had a second phase, I think you could justify his health pool, but because he doesn't, it's not so much. And then poor guy is put to rest. I really feel bad for him, even though I created him. So that's the last boss, and so we've gotten to the stage now where we're sort of at that point where I think we can start switching our focus, because we aren't just trying to make a vertical slice, right? We're not trying to make the whole game right now. We're just trying to create something that we can get out to people to test, take it to, you know, meetups and stuff like that, have my friends play it, all that kind of stuff, and get feedback on the way it feels and how to play. So I'm currently switching now to like looking at UI. I literally got the Game Boy Color style top-down movement in Unreal working. Damn, that's crazy. That would be pretty tough, actually. I don't know how you make a 2D game in Unreal. I guess, like you said, you just know blueprints. So it's like, that's what you want to... It's like, fair enough. So, we're looking at the UI, aren't we? Because I want to work on collectibles. Like, you know, in games like Metroid, even Silksong, Hollow Knight, you can collect things to upgrade your health. Use Paper 2D, Paper ZD, and tiled integration plugins. Dude, sounds like hard work, but I just create a character body 2D. This is how you make a 2D games in Unreal. Okay, so there's tools for it, yeah. I guess it'd be kind of cool because you could integrate like 3D elements and stuff. Like people do it, right? Like they do they have tick boxes. That's pretty funny. UI elements being turned into game stuff. Okay, so let's go back over to Ace, right? So we've got our health block, because right now I want to make like groups of these essentially. So you just imagine like you know, 5 of these in a row, slightly separated, and we'll just represent the health with those. And maybe we can add like some kind of UI feedback to tell you that you're like on your last bit of health and stuff like that. And then this here will be your energy, which you can use to heal. So much like your Hollow Knight and your Silksong games, I want it so that you get like a little bit back. Oh, I meant to put, I meant to say plugin. They're all pre-made assets and game templates to speed this up. Are there pre-made assets and game templates? I mean, yeah, but I make the game asset. I make the template, so it's really on me. I mean, I don't make all the templates, but I did make a template. Dude, where is that? Is it on my website? I haven't actually looked at this in ages. Make stuff, you learn stuff. Game templates? 2D player controller? This hasn't been updated in ages. I probably need to take a look at it. But yeah, since I am the person that makes 2D player controller templates, it's really, I'm just leveraging my own stuff at the end of the day. Step-by-step documentation, how to implement features. Yeah, maybe I'll make a... I am he who makes. Yeah. There are other 2D character controller templates. Like there's tons of them on even the... I never put this one on the asset store. I should probably do that. And then, yeah, there's people make tons of those. But with Godot, you know, like the engine's simple enough. I don't really feel the need to have plugins. One that I definitely will use is the Dialogue Manager by Nathan Hode. I'll use that plugin because I can't be bothered making my own dialogue manager, and his works really well. So yeah, other than that, I don't think I've made my own plugins as well, but I don't think I'll use them for this game. What is Yati? In Godot, I use Yati? Y-A-T-I? I've never heard of that. Shows how much I know. This is what happens when you don't use plugins. Tiled maps. To import tiled maps into Godot 4. Yet another tiled importer. Nice. Yeah, I actually just discovered Tile Setter on Steam, and I use that to make my like placeholder tile set. You know what I mean? So below this, I guess we'll just have grey again. I don't see any reason. Maybe we could have purple. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll purple for depleted. It should be like a darker purple though. It allows you to import .tmx files from tiled map importer into what's a .tmx file? I don't know. I'm learning. This is my first project in 2D. I mean, I've made the templates and stuff, but I mostly just worked in 3D, so I don't really know any of this stuff, eh? Oops. I wanted to know the distance between these two. Is it 4 pixels? 8 pixels. Okay. Should this be like all the way down? Is that too small? I think this might be too small. Like it should be... TMX is a file format from tiled map editor over here. And I reckon make it a little bit chunkier. I'm not very good at UI. I'm actually, it's one of those things, it's just a little bit challenging for me. This layer. Is a generic tile map editor that can be used with Unity Go. Sounds nice. I should check it out. What, is it just called tiled map editor? I'm gonna have to make a bunch of tile maps because that's what I'm like sort of getting at. Like I'm at the stage now, yeah, I want to work on UI, collectibles, and of course artwork, because the artwork is very placeholder. Like obviously this Tusk guy is drawn out, but he's very rushed. Like I only spent it like a couple of days drawing him. you know, all the frames and stuff. Oh, tiled. Is it this? I have this. But there was another one I started using. I have to take another look at it. Okay. That's it. Sweet. Okay, and then what the color? Do you like this blue? Ooh, there's a paint. You don't want that. So that is the UI that I want to see. Something like that. And they're just going to deplete and they'll leave behind the used up color. They have a Godot export option too, so you don't need to use Yachty. Okay, cool. I think this should be darker. Okay. Okay. Let's export each layer. So, you need the import features? Yeah, sweet as. Well, I guess we have to maintain consistency and then outline. And then hopefully the way that I do this is going to allow me to make changes in the future. That is my goal. This is not final, but it is going to be set up in a way that allows me to continue and come back and update this without having to like change the way it works under the hood. If that makes sense. Okay, Metrovita project assets. Let's start there. Resources, sprites, UI. UI 2. This is my second. I'm exporting. That's not what I wanted to do. But cancel. Save as. UI 2. Alright. And there's a way that we can just sort of export selected and then just have them each be their own export as layers, visible layers, selected layers, all frames, selected frames, forward, reverse, export, ignore empty frames. Because is there a way to like selected layers have individual exports? I actually don't know. Export for Twitter. Why would you do that? Ignore empty frames. Area canvas resize 100%. I don't know, so I'm just going to do them one by one. I suppose I don't need to turn them off and on. I can just select and just go export as selected layer, all frames, and then choose file, go to Metrovita project, assets, UI, and we'll create a new folder here for updated. This is health outline. There's got to be a better way for this. What the heck happened there? Okay, export as selected layer. This one is not outlined, but the lower layer. And then export as selected layer. I should probably check that this is working properly. Stuff that up. And this is the upper layer. Okay, let's have a look. Updated, health lower upper. Oh, you know, that's kind of a problem. It needs to be just cropped to the content. That's something to remember. Let's change the canvas. It really doesn't need to be as big as it is. Hello, Pending Fauna. Pending Faina. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. What are you up to today? Sprite canvas size. I guess it just needs to be like 110. Oh, that's the height. No, 100 is... Oh, yeah. Yes, I think that's fine. Okay. And then, when we export, is there an option to crop to... Animation direction forward, area canvas selection. Okay, so I should just do... Was working on Doom Super Hot Prototype, then got a notification of the stream, and you can't miss that. That's awesome, dude. Doom Super Hot Prototype. I've never played Super Hot. It looks awesome though. Is that a VR game, right? So I can create this selection here. And then I can export. Make sure I select the layer. This is also... It's not just VR, there's 2 FPS games. Damn. Updated. Yes. So canvas, layer, selected layer, frames, all frames. And we go export. Okay. Select the next one. Export as, choose file. This is the lower. Place it, export, yes. And then select this one. File. I don't know why it goes so weird visually. I'll have to check it out one time. The Super Hot. It's the one where you move, they move, right? This is the upper. I just called it update instead. Oops. Redo. Okay. 100 by 100. I mean, it didn't quite take. It's still... Did I forget to like tick that for the rest of them? No, it didn't work for any of them. What the heck? What as? Area selection. Did I just forget to do that? VOD review. That's so stupid. Okay, let's try again. This is selected layer selection, choose file. This is the upper as well. So we're going to go yes, export, yes. And then come back here. Okay, I did forget to do that. I'm here all night. Exporting the same goddamn sprite. Just a square, colored square. This is the lower. Okay, export, yes. And then we need to do the outline. File, export as, selection, choose outline. Okay, what mistake did I make this time? None. Great. Okay, so now we can start playing around. I think I might make a new scene so I can just import that for these. And I've been researching techniques because I've never had to really make UI like this. So the setup is... Call this the health bar. And go with a texture rect. And then we've got the outline. What order do these go in? I always forget. Gee whiz. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you in a bit. What are you doing up so late? Or early? Actually early, right? Okay, so it's back to front. Gee whiz in the chat. Okay, that's... Is that correct? Dude, I'm so out of it. I can't see. Square peg is in there. My light is right over where, like, I'm trying to look at the inspector and it's blinding. Okay. I think that's correct. How's life treating you? Okay. And then a progress bar. Something with this, and you can do like a mask. I think this still has to be a child of everything. But fill mode, begin to end. And we want this to sort of be the same shape. And then percentage, no thanks. Can't sleep. Damn, that's crazy. So you're streaming, I'm good. Working. Oh, Quibbles Game Jam. Yeah, I thought about joining that, but then Game Jams just drain. They're a challenge. I'm too old. You've been grinding? Themo rides, styles, background, style box, flat. What's the engine? The engine is Godot, and we are making a vertical slice of a Metroidvania. We're sort of at the point now where we're going to switch over from gameplay and start working on the visuals slash some of the other aspects that you sort of leave to last. So I want to work on health upgrades, but in order for health upgrades to work, I need to have like a functioning UI. The music is by Game Chops. But have you worked at Blizzard for 7 years? I have not. I've never worked for a game developer. So is that a positive or a negative? I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. I might still end up betraying you. He's worked there for 8. No, okay, so I'm from Brisbane, Australia, which means the most likely game big developer that I would work for would be the guys that make Asphalt on mobile. What are they called? It's not Camelot. Asphalt. Damn, why do I forget the name all of a sudden? I see them all the time. There's their logo. Am I tripping? That's the developer that is in Brisbane, the big one. There's actually a barge. Who makes this? Gameloft. Yeah, Gameloft is based in Brisbane. Well, at least one of their studios is. Asphalt 8 was sick on the iPad. I've never played it. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not true. When I got my Samsung Galaxy S3, and I think maybe the first game came out, I played that for a little bit. Maybe? Whenever the first one came out, I did remember downloading it and trying it out. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Controls suck. But no, I don't work for a developer. I've never worked in video games. I would love to, but I'm an accountant. I suppose technically I could work for them as an accountant. Gameloft Brisbane. They have 5 stars. They're really nice. I like them. Well, the times that I've crossed paths with them at like the various events that I've only been to one. Nah, they're good people. I think. Well, they're not, and I am definitely don't know. Don't cancel me. The only thing I know about Gameloft is they made My Little Pony game. Did they really? Starbucks flat. Starbucks empty. Where's the percentage override? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Show percentage. Okay, and then I think invisibility, you can show behind parent, something like that. And then if we reduce the percentage, does this actually change? No, it doesn't work. Damn. The tutorial I watched while I was working didn't work the way I expected it to. The thing I like is how optimized their engine is, capable of good graphics on mobile. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, those games look great. Clip children. Ah, clip. Clip children. 100%. Wait a second. It's supposed to be the color of the thingo. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. I am a professional. There's a guy in my server that wants you to know that he's also from Australia and is named Isaac. Damn, that's crazy. There's not many of us around. What's the color of my health? Is it me? Is that the joke? He should join my server. Or if he's in Australia, he should come find me. We can fight to the death. No, it's Rembot. Okay, nice. There can only be one. What the hell am I looking for? Ace Bright. What's this color? This is generic color. Okay. Back in action. Is there a sane fix for clipping in Godot yet? Like in FPS games? No. You're either using a shader, or you're doing a viewport, or you are... Yeah, I mean, that's it, really. So what I do is... Let's just save this. I used to prefer using a shader, but I've sort of stopped that now. And if I was going to make a first-person shooter, I would use a viewport and duplicate the world and have that cast shadows on the second layer. And I can show you what I mean by that. I'm in scenes. There's a UI, right? Singletons, camera, dash, enemies, menus. Fair enough. I hate having two cameras. Yeah, I guess reload to quit the project list. I was just looking at this the other day, but I don't know if it'll be on this particular computer because I haven't done a pull on my GitHub. So yeah, you get the sub viewport and the viewport, and you've got both, and then you just have to draw your weapons on that, or make a 3D model sprite. Make the 3D model a sprite, yeah. That's another option that you could do. I mean, the other thing you can do is just make your weapons small enough that they're inside the collision shape, that they can't go over. I don't like that option personally, but like, it's an option. I don't know if I've got this set up properly, to be honest. I think you do clip through the walls. No, okay, yeah, no, that's correct. So it doesn't clip, but what you need to do is you need to duplicate your level geometry and have this be like shadow geometry. And then you just say that instead of being, well, number one, you don't need collisions for this one. And the visual instance for me on this particular project will be 20. I think that will work. Oh, okay, no, it won't. God damn. Directional light needs to hit both. Caster mask, layers. And don't forget to change your camera so that it doesn't draw both. Oh no, it does. It doesn't draw 20. I don't know. I did actually come up against this issue when I was doing my update to GitHub, but I can't remember how I fixed it now, which is really funny. layers. Maybe here in the sub viewport camera 20, main camera, not drawing 20. Dude, I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, do you take it off that and it just uses the shadows? Oh, you know what it is? Geometry, cast shadow, shadows only. That's the setting that I'm forgetting here. So you change that to shadows only, you put it on the layer that your camera draws, and then now you'll have lighting for your weapon. And it's not the best, and if it was a really heavy game, I don't think this would be a valid option. Just spinning weapon. You know? So it's an easy way to do it, and it's great for a smaller game, but yeah, for a heavier one, you probably want to use a shader. Something like that. Anyway, quit the project list. Let's get back to our real job. Okay, so we finally got something like this working. Right, researching this, I noticed that PUBG, the weapons get moved away the more closer you to an obstacle. Yeah, you can do that too. That's actually pretty viable. You just put like a little collider on the end or a raycast, and you can move it forward and backwards. And if you have like arms, you use like an IK system to make that look good. A little bit more difficult. That's like the most difficult one to pull off, I guess, because it can look really bad if you don't do it right. Okay, so we've got our little text direct here. So this is 1 health bar, and it represents 20. So I think the max value is going to be 20. Excuse me. And then you'll have that. And that'll be 1 health bar. And then we'll just instantiate a bunch of these depending on how much health you've unlocked. And then, so you unlock 20 at a time, and you'll get like another one of these added to the list. That'll spawn depending on the amount that you've done. Something like that. I think it'll work. Obscure Ennis Cold Fear? I don't know. Obscure Exiness Cold Fear. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Welcome to the chat. Sorry, my English is bad or bad. That's all right. You only said 1 word. Thank you, thank you. All right. Let's see if we can get these spawning based on how much health you have. I am middle of run. You're running and listening to me code. How is that? We got the Pokemon Center music playing in the background. Okay, so we've got energy. So do we just delete it? Do we just delete it? We got health bar dot value. We just have a progress bar here. We're gonna need a separate script to hold all of this stuff in. So we're gonna delete this. I mean, need a dedicated script to run all this because we're gonna need to know how much like health we've unlocked. And error, but of course with 3D security, still ban finish and other people. Oh yeah. Is Game Chops royalty free? Yes. And I've only got pinged 1 time. So like they're pretty consistent. I've only got 1 mark against my name. I don't monetize my streams though, because like they don't get enough views and yeah. Indy, hey man, do you have any more tutorials coming up for YouTube? I haven't written any. I want to make an IK tutorial for the masses. I've got one for the course, but I want to do an updated one for that. A little missed the boat with 4.6, that's fine. I do want to make another devlog. That's on the next on the horizon. And I also want to make like a first person course update because is Dev Dad or whatever his name is he finished with his? Can I like, you already did the IK too. Mine's going to be better though. There's room for all of us. I'll have a different angle to show. We all copy each other. Yeah, I mean, I think there's sort of like a limited amount of stuff to really even cover, so, you know, if a 4.6 comes out, everyone wants to do IK. This week in Godot, that's what he does, doesn't he? Stay-at-home dev. I called him Dev Dad before. It's probably someone else. He's doing a first-person tutorial, and he's up to 13. Oh yeah, I don't feel bad. If I start working on it now, it won't be done until the end of the year anyway. We have different techniques anyway. You know, everyone's got their own ideas about how things can be done. That was the thing I liked most about Godot. It's not so much like that anymore, but in 2020, when it was all first happening, it was sort of like there weren't really many tutorials for anything anyway. So it was like you were just showing people how you actually managed to make stuff. I think there's a lot more people involved. It's one of those things where it's like there's a lot more people involved that have more qualifications than I do, so they know more stuff. And that's okay. That's actually really good. And so I just have to pick and choose. Because I can't tell you about certain things because I don't know them. We want to a node. Control node. And this will be health. And I suppose this really could be its own scene as well. And it'll be a health manager. Health manager. I guess I'll just make it a scene if I want it to be later on. And then in here we're going to have like health bars. So we can get that data because we've got it, because we're in the game state. We had a script here. Inherits control. Singletons, no. Menus. This is in scenes. We need to go scripts. So that's fine. Health manager. Open, create. We'll give this a class name as well. Never know when it might come in handy. Okay, so we're gonna need access to that health bar scene. Okay. And we're gonna have a max health, which we'll be able to get from, I think I use floats. Current health. I just finished a prototype the other day with no assets except the sound. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't make my own music yet. I've got a bunch of stuff. Like every time there's a humble bundle with music, like, you know, $5 or whatever, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up because who could be bothered making their own music? It takes so much time and effort. Okay, max health, current health, that's fine. We can track those two variables. And we'll probably need a bunch of signals, which is okay, but that's right now. Let's try and get a bunch in. I'll give you a secret on how to get music. I've got a guitar right behind me. I could just make some now. It just takes too long. Set health, probably health bars or something like that. I don't know. Interestingly though, so I'm gonna have to work out what the max health is. So bars required. This needs to be an int. We can't spawn an incremental version of a health bar. And then I guess it's gonna be, actually I make basic music. It's the sound effects that I have no idea about. Oh yeah. Sound effects are hard. Like a swoosh sound. Just get your mic out, become a beatboxer. Bar length. This is actually an int and it's equal to 20. So the number of bars that you need will be max health divided by bar length. This is gonna create an issue because max health is a float. So there's that. I guess if I cast it to an int, it will be less mad about it. Right? We won't get a warning for that, right? Integer division, decimal part will be discarded. The local variable, okay, well I'm gonna get that error anyway because we're dividing. Integer division. Why don't we just make it a float anyway? Leave me alone, Godot. And then it's just bars required is declared but never used. Okay, great. Right, bars required, we got that. And then 4 iron bars required. Right. Okay. Then we just spawn in health bars at our position. Right? We probably... we instantiate up here, so var health bar is it's just a node, right? A control node is equal to health bar. Yep. That's a symbol I don't recognize, but welcome to the chat, Dante. Okay. Hello. How we doing? For I in bars required. I guess we got a health bar dot this, and then we can just instantiate them, but also like duplicate, I guess. So we want multiple health bar dot duplicate age. I'm fine. That's good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Mistyped in Arabic. That's funny. This is also a control node. I guess this really should be an age box container. Add child. Okay, so then we're going to add a bunch of health bars. And that's fine, but I guess now that I'm thinking about this, it's like, how do I handle the deduction? So I want to go from left to right, but how will I know which one's left and which one's right? It's going to be pretty interesting to see. So just spitballing this. Age type. Let's make this an age box container. And this will need to be changed to an age box container. Okay. So we do need to get, so set max health. We'll have to set this up in the game state when we load. This is a float. And it doesn't return anything. And then we'll just say max health equals max health. Okay, easy. And then the game state, we just set that. And then probably call set health bars when we load up. And then... yeah, now I just have to answer the question about how I handle the deduction. Because each one is their individual health bar. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Like there's probably going to be, maybe I could make like something that increments and there's like a thingo underneath it all that is just a single, like rather than have this be one, have this be like many, and then the progress bar underneath is clipping all of the red, potentially. Something like that. I don't know, we'll see. I think this might actually be a bit of a problem. Now, the customer minimum size, many other Chinese information about Godot in the internet repeat. Your third person course, 3D course, mega cool. Thank you. Does that mean you're Chinese taking my course? How's that go? Does it get like auto subtitled? Or do you just like listen in English and hope for the best? I think it's 100 pixels, right? It's 48. Okay. So then... Okay, so the player user interface is going to be broken. I'm just going to have to do where update health bar. Pass. Right, so the signal manager can handle all that. On player health updated, we've got signals already set up for all this stuff. On player energy updated, interface activated on. So do we take anything? Update. I'm Russian in YouTube quality very super. If I download quality 720p maybe, yeah. Yeah, I guess it depends on like the downloader that you're using or if... I think most of the ones that I found online only do 720p. On health player max health updated. Yeah, okay, cool. Health bar, update health bar, max health updated. I'm gonna have to like just pass all of these because they're all gonna be busted and I don't want the game to crash. Energy bar is fine. Sorry, just checking for my dog, make sure I don't run her over. Okay, and then health bar manager, we've got set max health, and then set health bars. That doesn't need an underscore, so change that. And so we actually have signals for that anyway. So max health updated, does that get called? So it's not connected to a signal, which means the game state's probably calling it. Where does that get called then? Rather than, oh, max health updated. On player, max health updated, connect. Okay, we have that and we can connect it. Put it in the ready function. And so when we emit that signal, max health updated, set max health. And then I guess we could just call set health bars after that. And probably I need to create a function to just clean everything up in case we want to redo everything. So I'm going to create a function called clear health bars. Just for the sake of that, and then just go and subtract everything. So for I in bars required. For I in get children, right? We don't need to worry about how many are required. We just need to know how many are in there. Get children. Let's get our children and let's delete them. As we do in Godot, we're always abusing our children. I.Q free. Set them free. Well, we love our children because if you love something, you set it free. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Clear health bars. We got it. How's this going to go? Is anything going to show up when we load in? I think it'll crash, to be honest, because I'm probably forgetting a bunch of stuff. Also, I wanted to clear health bars. Is that going to crash it? I don't know. I'm going to leave it off for now. Okay. Okay, it worked, but the separation is pretty bad, right? That is not what I was going for at all. music off. Remote. UI, canvas layer, player user interface, health manager. Okay, yeah, so we got a bunch, but... Oh! B-box container is still not a H-box container. That's weird. Let's try again. No, it's still... Why is it a... It's defaulting to a control node instead of a... Bizarro. This really should be... I don't know what that is. Reload current project. I'll just reload it and see if that's related to that. I've never seen that before. Strange. Rerun. Okay, we're just slamming our head against the wall at this point. What the heck is going on here? Okay, well, it still is going to have this separation, which is not good. So, why is that? Is the size of our node not the... Right, they should be separated correctly. Or am I crazy? Why are they so small? Their rect is not... The rect is the entire thing. Okay, that's silly. If I do that, will it make a difference? I don't think so. Custom minimum size. Maybe if I make it... This node doesn't have a control parent? No, I know. Ah. $80 by $48. How's that? Much better. That is exactly what I was looking for. Not the most elegant solution, but like I said, I'm really just concerned about getting them looking... make it working so that I can update the art later on. So we need a system in place to begin with. No. And I want it to be sort of like this chunky look to it. Okay. That makes sense, I think, in terms of how much health we're supposed to have, right? So we've got 6 because I've already picked up the one upgrade that I created. So that's correct. It is quite long. I should probably consider their size because if you're going to get a bunch of these... Oh, you can't see now because I'm going full screen. Like in a 1080p screen, I think maybe it's a little bit too wide. But yeah, like I said, I think this might pose a bit of an issue. Or like subtracting health. Because I'm going to need to know which one's at the front. And which one's at the back. I guess I could just like get from the bottom, and these will need to know, like these health bars will need to know how much health they have in them. I guess I could just like check with the progress bar. It's a little bit overcomplicated. I feel like we could make it simpler. Like you just have a health value, and you know what I mean? Like why is it like this? You know, this is way too hard. Spawning in a bunch of these. But then, I guess the other thing that I'm considering is the fact that when you get an upgrade, you want it to like be able to be technically infinite, right? Obviously, you're not going to give them so that they're like all the way across the screen. That would be silly, but like, you want the health bar to grow. What if we play around with this structure? Yeah, because like I know that will work, but it's just, will it work well? Check this out. Okay, so this still works. The order of these is weird. It's this. It'd be much nicer if it was just one progress bar. You know what I mean? Why does it look like that? I'm so confused. Turn off flip. Oh, it's because is it because it's the HBox container? I thought. Get out of here. UI, man, it pisses me off. They're the same color. Are they supposed to be the same color? I thought they were different. Am I crazy? Am I going blind? I can't. I'm trying to look real closely. This is blue, right? I guess they're not that different in color. Wait, go back to the base sprite. Oh, they are the same color. What am I doing? Why did I make it like that? Jeez. I see them as the same color. I'm losing my mind. It's because they are. Dude, what's wrong with me? I was like, not only am I losing my vision, I'm also losing my color. It's over for me. I need bifocals by the end of the year. Okay, how fine? Use file. Outline. Yes. Collection, selected layers. Export again. Okay. Now that is going to be more readable. I suppose without this texture rect, we don't need to worry about that, right? And then you just have this behind it. And then you drop that in there and you can have like a health chunk. Right. Maybe this will work a bit better as like in terms of design. So we've got multiples of these, right? And then we put the bar at above. And then we clip it. problem is... Make it like a max value 100, value 20, and then we drag it out to whatever, like say this is 3, be like 5 of them. Right. Let's make this 80, I'd say. Just so that for test. And then with the clipping, none of this is gonna work though, like because we want it to like clip. I need some kind of mask, eh? I'm a C guy, not really into Godot. Why don't you make a struct that contains the health and movement with the X and Y axis and pointing them into the arenas and such? Yeah, I guess that's what I was gonna do here. Like, it's not really that different. I guess like I'm not a C guy, so I don't know structs that well, but as far as I understand them, they're kind of like dictionaries, you know, like you've got like sets of data, right? Which is kind of like what we would do here. I would have, this is what I was originally going with, where I'd have like health chunks essentially, and I would just keep track of which one I'm up to. It would work, it just seems like a lot of work. Like I feel like there's a more simple way to do it visually, I guess, which is what I'm experimenting around with here. Like, is there a way I can achieve this with the UI tools that I have without having to write a lot of code? Because if I can, then that's better. If I can't, then I guess I just write like a manager for that, and that's fine. But you know, sometimes I like to be like, hey, maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, so it's like, can I do it with the UI? If not, then clip pros draw. The problem is these gaps, it's not really like viable. Like you would have to have a health, a progress bar per, and I'm guessing clip plus draw for this doesn't work because it's not really like, so it's like health chunks are really going to be the way that I do this, which is, I don't know if this is going to be, this might be a lot of work for just a visual trick. I don't know. Anyway, back to our regular programming. Max value is 20, value is 20, and basically we just go down. Here, I prefer less code. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I don't really mind either way. It's just, if you think that you can do it via something here, I feel like you should, because you're going to save yourself a bit of time and headache, you know, potential bugs down the line. But that's fine. I'm just going to need a script for this, so we'll just inherits control, and then we've got health bar, because they'll need to keep track of their individual health values. This is bad. I'm gonna have to think about the structure. Let's just do it and then just like see how it goes. Sometimes you just have to see it through and decide you don't like it and start again. Because I want to see if I can achieve the visual effect first. And maybe it's going to take like extra code. You know what I mean? It's like, let's get the look. And then worry about how it's being done later. Var current. Health value. Curious to know what you use debugging 3D object frame buffer and memory in Godot, GDB. I've never had to debug that kind of stuff. That's about it, you know? this will just be 20 to begin with, and then we can just reduce it. And if it's 0, then it's 0. Okay. So Godot has its own debuggers down here. So if I run the game, right, it's pretty good. I've never had an issue with it. Where is it? Debugger. So you've got like, I've got a couple of warnings here, which are no big deal. You got your stack trace if you like put a breakpoint on something. So let's say if we put a stack trace on, where's our health manager? On set health bars, right? And we put it here. We're gonna have a breakpoint, right? And it'll break, and then you'll be able to see, like, here's the stack of all the different bits. Here's the memory, and you've got like max health, current health, bar length, all that kind of stuff. Errors, I've got more warnings that I need to address at some point. And then you've got your profiler. If you're having problems with speed, you can use this to profile it. You got visual, so you can have a look at like frame times if it's concerning you, FPS, all that kind of stuff. Video, what's sitting in video RAM, all that kind of stuff. Damn, Walrus boss is wide, 7,000 pixels wide. Low effort debugging, yeah. I mean, for making a game, it's pretty straightforward, you know. Like, I don't think I guess it depends on the kind of developer you are. Like, it works good enough for me, but I also don't know any different. Like, I pretty much, like, I started out with Unity, and like I learned a little bit of Unreal before I settled on Godot. So I did Unity for like maybe a year or a year and a half, and then I found Godot and I started using that. And like, I was not at the level where I even knew what a debugger was at the time. I was using Unity, and like now I just use Godot, and it's all I'm used to. So like, it works for me, and I've never had an issue figuring out what's wrong with my game. So yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna visual profiler for GPU debugging. Video RAM lets you track how much VRAM you've got. Stack trace lets you debug your script. It's good enough, to be honest. Yeah, I think the last time I really needed it was when I was making a zombie game, and I was having trouble with the navigation. Like I had like 30, if I had 30 enemies on screen and they were all using navigation, it would just slow down to it would slow to a crawl, and I couldn't work it out. And I used the profiler to work out that it was actually the physics engine running the collisions. And so like, I could just turn off the collisions for the zombies. Not the best solution, but like, it told me that was the problem, and I had to go down that path. It was just a game jam game, so it wasn't a big deal. But you know, knowing that was the problem and I could fix it by making that small change was enough. Still took me ages because I was a bit of a noob. Right. Progress bar. Okay. So we're loading these in. We know how much health each one has, and so if we take damage, we need to take it from the back first. So it's like a last in, first out kind of system. We're doing LIFO. Not FIFO. Okay. Set bar health, clear bar. So when we take damage, how do we used to do that? Update health bar, I think. That's all we're sending here, update health bar. So update health bar. We've got a couple of others here that we're not actually changing, but that's fine. See, so when we reduce the health, we need to take for it? Is there anything in the game that's not 20 at the moment? We can assume that it can be any. If we're going from the back, probably just do a loop, and then if it has health, subtract it, and then we return like the remainder, and then just go to the next one, right? Put on some Portal 2 OST, or the music you're playing is copyright free. The music I'm playing is copyright free. It's like remixes of video game music, so this is Chocobo. Oh, this is Chocobo music. But you could put on the Portal OST, because that would also be free. Is Portal OST good? I don't know. If I get pinged, I get pinged. It's fine. I remember playing Portal 2 when it came out in 2009. I had just broken up with my girlfriend. And I played it all night and finished it in the first night. It was good. I actually think I bought the box for that. I think I have the box somewhere. Maybe my parents have it. The music down a couple of notches? We can do that too. All those years ago. It came out in 2009, right? I'm not crazy. Portal 2 release date? Oh, 2011. My bad. And that was, yeah, April 19th, 2011. Yep, because we broke up literally 2 weeks later. Because it was my 21st birthday. I remember. Okay. Update health bar. We're going to go from the back. So for I in Get Children, it's probably easier if I set the health until there's nothing. Like if I want to go front to back, I can also go. If I want to go back to front, but I can also go front to back. And then just set the health for each, right? Like, I can say, like, I, children. We can say I dot health. Current health? Is that what it's called? Oh, we'll have to create a function here for this guy so we can call it on each one of these. Something like that. Should be right. Current health bar would be equal to... I just joined the Discord server. I'm literally three years late. I've been flowing since 2023, if I remember correctly. Nice. I don't advertise the Discord that much. But hey, welcome. On the end of the month, we do a community game night. So if you've got a game that you want to share, you can drop it in the Discord and we'll play it, or I'll play it. Current health bar equals the max. The greater of. Okay, so what we need to do is create a variable called health remaining. My beard is really bothering me tonight. I gotta shave it. Remaining float is equal to health. And then we go and we subtract the current health. we could do the greater of health, what is it called? Bar length. Or health remaining. No, this would be the smaller of, right? The min. And then we go health remaining minus equals I dot current health bar. So that way the last one will just be whatever. In theory. That was a strange transition. Who wrote this music? Nah, it's alright. Tell you what, I was really into the Silksong soundtrack. Silksong soundtrack. I originally, like this last year, my two favorite like game soundtracks were Expedition 33 and Silksong. But like I would say like Silksong was my preferred one. Like Expedition 33 is really good, but like Silksong had some serious bangers in it too. Okay. So that should leave whatever the remaining is on the others, and then it's gonna be, I guess if it's 0, we don't want it to be negative, so this needs to be clamped. I guess we could just use min again. Whatever's smaller, current health bar, or 0? No, minus equals, okay, so no, minus equals, can't do that. We have to do health remaining, I guess it's, is it clamp? Would clamp work here? Value, minimum, maximum. Okay. That works. And then we can just go health remaining. Minus current health bar. Minimum 0. We don't want it to go into negative. And then the maximum, I guess it could just be health. Right. Can't be higher than that. Okay. That's good. But it really should be a function. Hey, I have Godot open right now. Cool to see other Aussies doing it. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the chat. We're out here. There's actually quite a number of people, I think. Like, Godot is getting really popular. Because last year when I went to the game festival in Brisbane, there was quite a number of games being made with Godot. Like, obviously the majority is still Unity. But like, there was at least 3? Maybe? At least 2. 2 for sure, because I knew the people that were at the booths. I first used it during the 3.2 days. Yes, I think 3.2 was my first one. Whatever was out in 2020. Unity and not Unreal? Yeah, oh, for sure. Everyone uses... if they're not using Godot, then they're probably using Unity. I was going around... I should have filmed it, but I should have cut some content. When I went to the Games Festival, and I was asking everybody what engine they use. And for the majority, it was definitely majority Unity. But then the next one, obviously, was Godot. But like, you know, Brisbane Game Fest was pretty small. Unity is a nightmare. I bet they're kicking themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I actually had a conversation with a guy there that was like, probably going to switch. Because, like, the money stuff is just a problem, right? Have I played Subnautica? Yeah, I have. Or have I? I've definitely either watched someone play. I'm having like one of those, I've got a memory in my head of playing it, but I think I might have just watched someone play and thought I was doing it myself. I don't have it on Steam, I don't think. Was there a free weekend or something? I don't know, man. I swear I've played the first, you know, half an hour, but I haven't played, you know, seriously. Set. Health. And I guess we could take like a health as a float. And we could say, we need to get access to the progress bar. Progress bar dot value equals health. Bit of a banger. Okay. Sometimes I think I'm hearing dissonance in this music, but I trust the Valve employees that make music to have done a good job. And I'm definitely not hearing dissonance. Set health. Okay, so then we can set the value of that. So game state would then be under this. We probably, right in here, we can just call I dot set health and then pass in the current health. Realistically, I guess you don't need to do that. I don't know. It's a bit questionable. We'll roll with it. Also, are these are classified, right? So we can actually define that here, that it's a health bar. And then same here. This is actually a health bar. Okay. I just recreate Seamoth from Subnautica with the same mechanics. Maybe this code will be useful for small spacecrafts. What's a Seamoth? Is it like the ship that you're in? No, that can't be right. It's a strange name for a ship. I'm Googling. It is the ship. Context. Oh, is it like the little one that you go around in? Okay, back to it. Set health, max health. We got the bars. Okay, happy days. When we update the max health, that's what we're going to do. We're going to subtract. I think this will work. And then the thing is, this is for subtracting the health. What happens when I get health back? I don't think this is going to work. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, I guess we can just go and fight the boss and then take damage and see what it looks like. Oh! Dude! Am I just that good, eh? Okay, what about when we add health back? Oh! Okay, that was kind of weird. Something seemed wrong with that. Let's get some more health. Okay. I mean, everything seems to be working as expected. Ouch. Oh, just in time. Yeah, there's something weird when it goes over to the next one, right? It like fills up to halfway. And then, yeah, there's something weird there. Okay, but like, I guess the majority of it works. Take me out, buddy. Put me out of my misery. Okay, and that is an issue as well. Just have infinite health bars. Can I add more health to these? No, because it knows I'm at max health. It's just the visual glitch. Okay. That, though, went better than expected, I would say. The healing part was kind of weird. I think there's a problem there. But other than that, I think we're good. So, I guess it just works in reverse, but there must be something weird when it goes over to the next one visually, if that makes sense. Because the amount that went taken off was... Yeah, but I don't know, because, like, theoretically, I'm going to change the way energy works anyway, because I'm going to make it so that, like, a whole bar, you know, like, gives you back a whole bar kind of thing. Or, like, maybe 2 bars gives you back a whole bar. You just use them all at once, rather than, like, it being drained, because I don't really like the way it feels. It doesn't feel very impactful when you do it. So I'm going to change that eventually anyway. So we might not end up with incremental health. But this works. I just don't like the way the bar looks, but we can work on that. Okay, so maybe we should validate the healing aspect of this. And then see how we go. Okay, what do we need? We need, like, probably a printout. I probably need a debug. That's it. I really need to set up a debug overlay. We've got the secret menu. We've got the overlay, which is loading screen. I need, like, a debug that can read current health, max health, and stuff like that, and has access to the player data. So that I don't have to, like, print this stuff out all the time. Control node. Just call it debug. We'll just put this down here. Probably just make it like a VBox. Then you can have stuff like, well, right now we just need current health. And then we'll add a HBox for this. Wonder if I could read it globally. How's our game going? Yeah, pretty good. We're in a pretty nice state at the moment. We are just working on the visual aspect of the health. It's not the best. It's very very placeholdery right now. But we're very much going for that sort of, I guess, like, I don't know what other, okay, that's definitely not working. I need to clear it. Hang on a second. I know the function we need for that because we created it and then I never implemented it, which is clear health bars. We need to call that before we set health bars. I was a bit worried how much run on startup. It's fine. And now when we go, we don't add a bunch more. So we've got these health bars. They're a bit big at the moment. Although this is like a smaller screen. It's not always going to be that size. Well, okay, now it's really wide. So if we take damage, we're going to lose one of these bars. Okay, which is fair enough. But we were sort of experimenting with the healing aspect of this because we can press a button to get our health back, which is that blue bar right below.
Boo, did I scare you? Me not okay, I'll tell you later in DM.
Okay. Hey Goosefat, welcome to the chat by the way. Did I do this all myself? Yes. Yeah, I just got my animation tree to work. It's been messing with me since yesterday. Man, animation trees are the worst. Okay, so we've got 2 bars. I never actually set up the debug, but we've got health, right? And so we can bring back our health to this bar, right? But when we go to the next one, it sort of bumps up a lot more than we would expect, right? So that feels like too much.
Help me, I have 6.7k points.
6.7k. I could just make TTS more expensive if you want. I'll lock out all the poor people. Remote. Yeah, we just inspect this ourselves. Player user interface. And I guess, yeah, this is the last one. What's it? Current health. Current health bar is 1.6, right? So that's low. That like, I feel like we've got way more than 1.6 on this bar. You know what I mean? Like that's more than 1.6.
So don't look at the poor people just to make a point of void that does nothing.
I'm changing the track. This is also like haunted. The future starts with you. So do I recommend Godot? Absolutely. Yeah, if it's your first engine, if you're just like starting out, it's a great engine to start with. If you're more experienced with game development, you're probably experienced enough. Like if you're experienced enough to know game development in other platforms, then you're probably experienced enough to evaluate for yourself whether or not it's, you know, worth it. I have came for being present. Okay, I have noted down your attendance to the stream, and I'll keep it on record for next time or when we evaluate. But yeah, like if you're new to game development, it is a really good engine. It also just depends on what you want to make. If you want to make like your open world with fully scientifically based dragons, then it might not be the best engine for that. But, you know, if you want to make a simple 2D game, simple 3D game, it's great for that. Some people...
Cast fireball.
Some people, you know, are making some really, really amazing things with it right now. Like I've seen on the subreddit, some people post some really, really astounding projects. Crazy, it's been a year since you came to the channel? Damn, that's crazy. Thanks for hanging out, you know? YouTube recommended me the stream. I believe it is good, and it is. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you for stopping by. What's the top? Yeah, look at this. Like people are making like visually stunning things. You know what I mean? So it's up there. You can do stuff. You just need to know how. It's easier if using one label with changing the text, str, instead of 2 labels with only 1 label with dynamic text. Yeah, that's a good question because I'm just about to cast the number 2 with str because that's all I know. 2 labels with a... Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. 2 labels versus 1. I guess it just depends. Where is Wally? I put him down already. Here, we can do it again for the sake. He's very formidable now. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still here. Named by EMS V1B himself. Oh, he's coming for me. There is audio. It has sound effects and everything. But because I'm playing music, although you can't really hear the music right now. Oh, just missed me. I wonder if I'm close to killing him. He has too much health. I think that's my only criticism right now. He doesn't have a second phase, and so it gets a bit stale after a while. Especially once you know the pattern. I don't like that he does a second one if you jump over him. There he goes. He's down now. Poor guy. I want a dignified end for this beast, rather than just him dying. I think it'd be nicer if he like became good again or something. Oh, I just got all my health back when I changed rooms. Okay, so that's something to consider as well. I definitely won't have my health back, but visually, we got our health back. So that's weird. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're doing, well, yeah. What if the game makes me? I don't really understand what you're asking, but if you don't want to fight, maybe we could make it so there's another way to get the walrus Wally to not fight him if you don't want to. I have the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from San Diego Zoo. Oh my god. Cat. I don't have a cat. I have a dog. She's right behind me. She's sleeping. There's her butt. Here is a cat. Here is a dog. Is it real? Looks pretty real to me. Okay. Okay, this music is not it. Sorry, whoever recommended that. Okay. All right. Okay. I was trying to work out the problem with the health bars. I've got multiple problems with the health bars. Let's go here and just take a little damage. Actually, I need to take 2. Because I feel like the visual representation doesn't quite match up. No, I know, even though I'm the one who recommended it too. That's okay. Sometimes with video game soundtracks, it's like there's a couple of really good tracks and then the rest of them are just really low because, like, I guess, you know, games need ambient music that isn't in the way most of the time. So why did the emoji... You squished my emoji. How could you do that to it? Okay, so this is the one that is the problem. Value 2. Step is 1. Okay, so it being an integer step is a problem. All right. Because here's something that's kind of funny. That is not halfway. Because the max value is 20, but the value is 5. So what does 10 look like? Like way too close. What is this? It's exponentially edited. If true, the minimal value is greater to equal to 0. I think this is a mistake on my end. I must have ticked that box unintentionally. XP edit. The min value will be greater represented exponentially rather than linearly. Yeah, that's definitely what was going on there, because that was really weird. Okay, well, we found that, and I think the step probably can just be floated. That's fine. Okay, so now if I go and I do this, it'll probably work more sensibly. Yeah, okay. Okay. A full bar for 2 health bars. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good return. I do need to set up a debug though. We'll pin that for later. But I'm glad we were able to work that out. Now, the other issue that we had was when we changed rooms, the health reset and didn't do an update for the current value of health. You're bonking the, you're bonking the emojis, the poor emojis. I just got 2 ideas for this game and I think they're good. Hell yeah, dude. Throw them at me. I'm open to it. Okay. So, why are they bonking the emotes? I know. Okay, so when what do we used to do? We updated health, max health updated. Did we ever call out to this? On player interface activated, on player interface deactivated, on player max health updated. Why wouldn't I? He doesn't give me pets. I don't even know how to do that. I know you put like the little hand on the thing, eh? Do I have any NPCs that help the player? Not yet. I do want to add them. Like, I have a character in mind. So what's going to happen, I think, narratively, is that you're going to get sent by some sort of commander. Like, let's just assume it's like military, right? So the military is going to be like, go and investigate. But what happens on your way in is you get like attacked by whatever beings have escaped this like thing. Because there's monsters and stuff, because this is like sci-fi, right? And then you're going to lose contact with them, but there's going to be a scientist within the facility that's sort of helping you make your way through, sort of giving you hints about where to go, like she's on the radio kind of thing, or he's on the radio. I don't really know about the character. Other than that, I do want them to be like shops and potentially, but I'm going to do vending machines, I think, because it's not really meant to be that many people. They're all dead, you know? Although I do want it to be like, you know how in Silksong you got to save the fleas? This is be like save the scientists. And at the end, you're going to get given like a moral choice, whether you save them or save the company. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't really fleshed that out yet. But that's sort of like what I'm thinking. So, but the main goal is going to be to like stop whatever these scientists have uncovered from escaping into the real world, if you know what I'm saying. So it's not a fleshed out story. If you have ideas, I'm open to them, because like, but that's sort of where I'm going. What size avatar do I use? You mean like the fox in my display picture? Or do you mean like in the game? Because I want to add an NPC that is like a tutorial guide but with a twist. Yeah, you should tell me. We can add something, it's fine. In the game, he's like 22 pixels tall. There's Ace Bright. Hero. Oh, it's going to be under resources. Sprites. Hero 3 A sprite. So, what is he, 24? $16 by 23? He's pretty small. He could be bigger. Because that NPC isn't going to help you, the player, at all. He's still a good guy. So like the first encounter, you can see him looting everything in sight. Oh yeah. You can have like a guy that's kind of like, you think he's helping you, but then later on he goes to betray you. Maybe we can make him a boss of some kind. Because I do want to do like, you guys ever play Mass Effect where the people are like indoctrinated by the aliens? Something like that. So there could be like a guy that's like not fully on your side, you know what I mean? Okay, so I don't know why when you change rooms, hang on a second, let's like go here. Go back down. So if I take damage and then go back through this room, I'll have full health. When you interact with him, he tells you a good tip for a boss fight, only for it to be the opposite, making you lose. Okay. So yeah, I still have it, but now if I take damage, I'll be 2 down. Oh no, we're back. I think though there's a mistake here still, because we're not counting the health correctly. Like this, the UI is separate from your actual health. It's just a representation, and it says that I've got full health. It's subtracting the amount of damage I take, but my health is actually way less than that. So I think if I do this enough times, I'll just die. I don't think I'm getting my health back. Could be wrong. I don't think it works that way. But I'm not dead yet. Okay. Interesting. Current health is 100. All right. Somehow, I've given myself infinite health. He's very greedy and scary. A cat. Oh, okay. So we get all that health back when we do that. But the UI is not supposed to be the one informing the player on how much health they get. So I've broken something else along the way. Okay. Interesting. All right. Why would that be the case? Now, if I had to criticize myself, why do you have multiple bars for health, by the way? It's meant to be like, you know, kind of like, what's the game? 9 Souls? Oh, that just has a bar. I didn't think it... I'm trying to do like a mix between like Hollow Knight and Metroid, kinda.
Fire truck, forklift, pancake, fire truck, forklift, floor, roof, floor, pancake, wall.
Like this, but more like Metroid health as well, which is like bars. So I'm trying to do a mix between that. The point is, it won't be final. I just want to set up a system where I can add an incremental bars like this. You know what I mean? Although that's just like a number and these represent hundreds. So it's a little bit different. But like, you know, visually mine does not look that good. And it's way too big. I just realized that. But like, we're just going to work with it because you can change these textures. You know, once you have this working, you can just change these textures. He will give you tips for the next boss battle you might refuse to believe, but he bet a lot of currency and good loot, or whatever. He has that thing that he isn't wrong. Oh, right, okay. It was like guessing almost. And you got to decide whether or not you want to trust him. Okay. Why do we get our health back when we change rooms now? That's not even a part of this code here. This is really not what this was doing. This was just updating and changing the health. So, I don't know why that is the case. How'd I break that? What happens when we change rooms? The player is the one that should be responsible for keeping track of its health, and it informs the UI how much health it has, not the other way around. So when we do a damage, health container, damage taken, we do feedback request. Is that it? That could be on the energy. That could be on the health container. Or an energy container heal request, max health, set health, current health. There's something missing here. That reminds me, I need to do a git push soon. We're not setting the health on initialize. That's wrong anyway. Set max health, set energy, start state machine. So we're initializing the player. We're not actually calling set health, which is weird. We should really be doing something like that. And then you finally beat the boss. He steals back all the loot he gave you and run away, making you more angry. That would be actually pretty hard to make, but it's an interesting idea. It's meant to be a Metroidvania, so I feel like that's not really that's more like a roguelike kind of mechanic. Player health container dot set health. I do like the idea of someone misleading you from time to time though. Random person on this earth, welcome to the chat. You know, this is very cute and simple. The story for my game I've been writing since 2022. For each prototype, I take a little portion of the story and try to represent it. Nice. He's behind a metal floor that's protecting himself and tells you the tip for the next boss. Of course, the boss, you lose all your trust making, so you disobeyed the tips only for it to be true and confusing you, yeah. The story for my games. I've been writing it since 2022. And each prototype you make is like a portion of the story. That's pretty cool. Okay. Why am I not calling set health? This is weird. The shovel was groundbreaking invention. True that. And then, so when you initialize the player, and then in the game state, what happens when we change? We go over to a door. What do we do here? We go game state, we set the player data, get player data, and then we load the next scene. Right, so we store the player data, we pass that onto the game state. The game state updates the data, which should be the health. So like this should include the health. Player.state data equals state machine.data, return player data. That is not the right amount of data. What tool would come out of an egg? A hatchet. So that's weird as well. I'm having issues with this. So you got next scene, next index, data, player data. Data. Okay, and then the player itself. We pass that information over to the game state. Let's follow this through. Load next scene. We store the player data. We play, this just darkens the scene. We set the player data. We queue free the current scene. We load the next level. And then we do the level to load. So, I mean, we're not at any point storing the health of the player. So that kind of makes sense that it would not come through. Or is it in here? Player data. Oh yeah, okay, so this does have like max health, health cores, health core current value. I have this data. I should probably be using it for my other calculations. Forgot about this. But anywhere in here that we don't store the current health. So that's like, yeah, we don't ever know the current health. How the heck? Was I always just wrong on health? Like, yeah, it's always going to be... So when we... Okay, there's a lot of text here. Third encounter at the next boss, he doesn't seem to appear anywhere, and then there's a new PC giving tips, NPC giving... Even though with PTSD you believe him, but the tips are wrong and revealed that he was in disguise acting as the NPC you met before. And you know the reason? It's because he wants more loot from you. I'll just write the whole thing in Discord. Yeah, send me a DM. Okay, set health, current health equals health. Check health. Check health. Health, emit current health. So we emit the current health. Health changed, dot emit. Huh. And so I'm fully convinced at this point that we don't ever store the current health. It's not even an exposed variable. That's fine. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Print current health. Oh yeah, I could have probably seen that then. It was always going to be 100. I'm also printing it out. I think, was I working on this and then forgot that I was trying to work on it and now it's just broken? Is that what it was? Like, why else would I have a printout for it? I forget I had an issue here. So I take damage. Let's take a little bit more damage for good measure. We're down to 80. And when I go to the next... Back down to 100, yeah. Okay, we're not storing that data anywhere. Okay, first of all, I can see a really easy fix to this. We store it in the player data. Why else? Where else would we do that? Player data. Health, 100. It's right there. Okay. We just need to update this value. When we emit it from the signal, when we take damage... health changed, right? Signal, health changed. Damage taken, health changed. Connect, go to method. Player data.health. Okay, we do update. Signal manager on player health updated. And then that's when we... Okay. We're getting back to it. This is when we take damage. We emit a signal to the player. So this is like a health container. It just is responsible for keeping track of the health and like taking damage and healing and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't really like care what, like when we load up and load in, it doesn't like control, like it doesn't keep memory of the health, right? So it goes up to the player character where we update our data so that it just keeps in line with it. And we also emit that data to the UI basically. So that updates. So we do have player health, right? It's just when we load back in, we're not updating that. And we've got it here, set health, player data.health. We have this, I have this cleared out. I don't, like, is this just like commented out? And it really shouldn't be because it's at set current health and then check health, right? And then check health, health data changed. We emit the current health. So in theory, this should update the UI as well. Why was that commented out? I don't understand. Okay, maybe that's why, because now we have 0 health. Well, visually we don't have any health. I just gave up on the animation tree. Okay, but it's updated now. Back to tweens and no character model. Tweens are pretty goated though. Okay, so one step closer, because now we don't have anything showing. I'm assuming that's because in the UI, it's not correct when we load into the next scene because of like loading or something like that. So let's have a look at the health manager. Update health bar health, right? Put a breakpoint on that. Health is 100 right now. That's fine. Is that correct? Like, and oh, I skipped that. That was actually like what I should have. So what is the player's health right now? Like, what should we want to see? This is why I need to start my debug. It says 100 here. The health container says 100. Are we storing this when we save the game? But then our UI is incorrect. What happens if we reload like this? Health is 100. Health remaining is 0. Is null. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then we continue. Oh, it didn't update. Okay, that's weird. Health is 100. I don't understand. Current health. Are you a heap guy or a stack guy? I'm a stack guy because that's what I've got. Health remaining. Health remaining is 80. I don't get it. Why is the, like, visually not showing up? Skip this. It's blank. Execution removed. It resumed. For all intents and purposes, I should see something visually. But I don't. And that's kind of weird. I wonder why. Like, health is 100. I think that's wrong too, but progress bar, health is 20. Set that. Current health. Progress bar, health is 20. Health remaining is 60. Health remaining is 40. Health remaining is 20. Health remaining is 0. It loads through a second time. Why does it do that? It's still going. Wait, hang on a second. Counterpause, 6 children. I know why.
You have now received the Goose assets in Discord General.
The goose assets. Oh, did you make some, oh, you made a goose. It's very like, anti-aliased. Made a little goose. We can put a little goose in. This is meant to be set in Antarctica. I don't think there's goose, but there are albatross. Okay, I know what's happening. Look at all these health containers. We are doing we're doing it out of order. It should clear first. We should have deleted them already. But it's not doing that, which is kind of weird. So we're going through and they're all health remaining is 0. And we're going through and setting these to 0. How many more do we have to go through? Okay, update health bars, pass, print current health. If health is greater than 0, health 0 emit. Set energy change, yeah. Energy bar value, okay, we're going through and doing the energy value. Physics process, we're back into the physics process. Update vertical position. Where's the game? Oh, it's still black, okay. I don't know about that. I think there's a problem with the order of operations here. Because I'm clearly setting health on bars that then get deleted. But the clear health bars function just clears them all. But what I need to do is probably await. Just wait a second before I create the health bars, right? I'm surprised I'm not getting like an error like on a null instance or a previously freed instance or anything like that. Like in theory, if this is happening sort of out of order, queue free, what's the other one called? Call deferred? Queue free, but then I forget how to do it. I.call deferred queue free. Invalid argument should be a string, okay. Is that the old way of doing it? But then even if it's called deferred, I feel like I'm still going to get an error, right? Like, okay, so we've got our health, it's all correct. And I accidentally pressed a button. Okay, shouldn't have pressed that. Any advice for someone that has made a lot of games, 30 plus GitHub repos for game jams, but not made $1? I just want to make my first $1? That's a tough one. Making money in this industry is very difficult. It took me a long time. Like, probably 3 years, right? How long have you been doing this? Any advice someone has made a lot of games, but not made, it's my first $1? I guess you don't specify time, but like it was only because of this YouTube channel as well. And like I haven't made money from making games. I've made tools for other people and courses. But yeah, I think that's a tough one. I don't know, you know, because I genuinely like, obviously you have to work hard and you have to make good content, good games, all that kind of stuff. But it's still, there's an element of luck involved there. You know what I mean? Like, yes, the game has to be good, but that doesn't always guarantee success. I guess marketing to some degree. And if you're having trouble, maybe like, I don't know if you're making like a big game, or if you're just making like game jam games, if you're making game jam games, I don't think you can really expect to make money. You know what I mean? Like if you're just doing it as a hobby, and making small little games on itch for free, like maybe you get the odd dono, but like if you're posting to Steam and you're not making any money, that's a bit scarier. Is that the voice of a fellow Australian? It is. Shout out from Brisbane. Okay, let's put a thingo back here and then just walk through. Can you please share your GitHub profile? Yeah, for sure, dude. Is it not in my description? I haven't made many updates to my GitHub. Yeah, I struggle to stay motivated for a project for 3 months, so it's just smaller projects.
Why is he not upside down? Are you trying not to scare the US and on other Australian people?
I'm not upside down. I flipped my screen because I anticipated that. Okay, so we still got the issue here. We have to await. We have to do it like an await call. Yeah, I think that's the only way. Like we can't be doing this so can we call Q free and then wait I dot this, I can't read this. Where is it like this? Tree exited. Would that work? A bit sneaky. The sneaky one. Still nothing though. Clear your health bars. I guess we could... Man, they really shouldn't be going out of order like that. Update health bar. Oh! I know what's wrong. This is to do... Yeah, okay. So this is exactly why I was having the issue. Because this is happening... Set max health is happening after I'm getting the signal for update health bar. I don't know if connecting them in reverse is really going to do anything, but I'm going to do that as well. And then also we have to look at where these actually get called from on instantiation because they're doing them out of order. So I'm setting the max health and then I'm setting the player setting the... Well, that was never meant to be commented out, right? Set max health, state machine. Player set health. Oh, that's in the ready function. Player data.health. And okay, so that I don't actually think we needed, but this one in the instantiation here, we do. Well, this is a bit of a spaghetti situation. This is interesting. I always was never a fan of how I was doing this to begin with. Okay, so we're back in action. It's working because I had commented it out. That'll do that. But now we're back to full health. You're the opposite problem. Well, the problem we were having to begin with. Yeah, that's an interesting... I got problems with health. I think I need a refactor. It's too many scripts doing stuff at the same time. And I... Like, the control here is a bit iffy. I don't like it. Because the player data is contained in a few different places. Realistically, I want the player to be responsible, but for some reason, that is not what is happening here. Sorry, I changed screens. So we've got 82 health at the moment. We go to the next screen. We still have 82 health. It's just not represented correctly. Interesting. Okay, wait, hang on a second. It's not changing. So it's still 103, but visually it looks different. Where is it wrong? So the game state, it says 100. Should be 103. But also it has all 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm seeing 120, right? The player has 100. But it's still wrong. By the way, it's still wrong. And the health container has 120. So it's probably not being set correctly here. So let's have a look at the flow of things. This is bizarre. Player health container set player data.health, right? On the ready function, set health player data.health. We're calling it in the initialized player. So is it just not getting stored correctly? Is that what's going on here? Player data, get player data? Okay, maybe it is to do with when you walk through the... Am I not storing that? I think that's probably the issue. There's a door. Give me a door. Go through door. Player. Player data equals get player data. But this is player data and we're returning state machine.data. That feels wrong. This is state data equals state machine.data return player data. What the hell? Player data dot state data equals state machine dot data. So we're setting the state data here, but that really shouldn't matter. We walk through the door, we store that information, but I don't think it's either not making it down to the health container or it's not getting stored correctly. Right? At 101.666. That's how much health we have. Let's follow through. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's not being displayed up top, that's fine. Just roll with it. Health is wrong here. Is it not getting given back to the player? Like when we load the player in, instantialize player data here. You hear? Player data. So is it, so when it goes to the state machine, does it get, something is going wrong here. Like it's not getting back to the player. You know what I mean? Like I'm clearly giving it over to the state data, the game state, I should say. I'm passing it off to this so that when we load back in, we can put it back. But just disappears after that, which is really strange. Okay, game state. Load next scene.
You forgot to pancake the pancake in the code.
Exactly. We got to put a pancake in the code. We got the player data here. We player data. Load next scene. Load level instantiate. Set current scene level to load. Set player location. Pass in the index. New game from doors.setDale. Player.location. Okay. We set the player position. And that is it. What happens when we load in? There's a helper for that, for the game start. Okay, we load player data. I finally bought the limited edition thesaurus that I've wanted. When I opened it, all the pages were blanked. I have no words to describe how angry I am. Hell yeah. So we load in the player data. So the data, gamestate.player data. That is where it's getting, and we call instantiate, right? And then player.instantiate. Why is that a constant like that? Oh, we are instantiating the player. I am finally done writing it. Nice, dude. Okay, call deferred. Initialize player data, which is player data. We put it in here and we come back down to this script where we player health container, set health, player data.health, right? And we come down to this, we got health, current health equals health, check health. Check health equals health change to emit, current health. I shall now depart and continue on fighting the Towa. For the Towa? Goodbye, goodbye. Thank you. Okay, so... Set health. Current health equals health. It's here. Is this where it's going wrong? Set health is 100. That's fine. Max health is way higher than that though. Health 100, health 100. And then it's not even loaded up correctly. Oh my god, this is driving me crazy. I gotta fix this. Get player data. I've got 2 breakpoints. Health is 100. I think it called twice. That's weird. Health is 60. Okay, so that's correct. Check health. Health changed. Max health. Emit current health. Current health is 60. Right? Player data.health. On health changed amount. Amount 60. And then we emit that to the signal. Update health bar remaining. Health 60. Or I get children. And we're going through and we're setting all of these. So health is 60 here, it's 60 here, it's 60, 60. When does it change? Like, where does it get wrong? Because it's always 100, right? Max health 100. Check health. We're checking it again. Current health is still 60. Why is it doing it twice? Set max health. Return max health. Max health. Okay, so now we're setting the max health. On player max health updated. Current health is 0 in this particular set. We're in the health manager. I don't know if I'm using that variable. Probably. And now we're gonna do
job application.
You have a job? I don't have any openings. And then we're setting the health bars. That's why they've got nothing. So is it the order of operations? Health is 60, max health is 120. Okay, so that's correct now.
Lucky I already had job.
Good, good, good. Current health is still 60. Player data.health 60. Health updated. Okay, we're going through, we're setting these again. I don't know why it does it twice. But this is still wrong. I feel like health should be correct though. Right, like it was saying 60 all the way through there. So if I go to the game state, and I look at the player data, why does it say 100 here? This has got to be like a mistake visually, right? This is why I need debug. Because this is not working for me. Here's the player. Yeah. Health is 60. So it's correct. It's just the visual representation of it that's wrong. Take this off. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Did you feed your fire truck pancake floor roof yesterday?
Did I feed my... No, I forgot. Okay, so now we have another issue, which is that we always come back with 100 health, even though we have 120 max health. So that's a problem. Okay, so there's just a visual bug. We're still correct on 60. We're still correct on 60. And here, if we take damage... Okay, so we're making progress. I'm not exactly sure what I changed. I suppose there was some stuff that was commented out that should not have been commented out. But I think I was having this visual issue and I was trying to fix it, and then I just forgot that I was trying to fix it and moved on to a bunch of other different things before I've come back to health and realized that I have a problem here. So first of all, I think we can really make a lot of improvements here if we just swap set max health and set health in the order of what we do things. Like genuinely, I think that will make a difference.
Fake pockets should disappear entirely.
Yeah, I agree. What the hell? Fake pockets. We don't set max health on the ready function, but I think we should. Okay, so now we have a different issue. We're only getting 100 health. That's did we lose like our max health get downgraded? Okay, now we come back with full bars instead of no bars. Wait, that was always the problem, right?
What the hell is 1010?
Don't know. I need to farm some health. I need to...
What the hell, it is 10:10 p.m.
Ah, yeah, it's getting late. I need to go to bed. Okay, my health is 100, but I look like I have 120. And I can heal up to 120. But yeah, okay, so we're getting closer. I think there's a problem with how we're storing this data. I think I need to refactor the entire way I do health. Because it's not working for me. Like, this is hard to fix, right? Like, I've got a problem and I'm going around in circles. It shouldn't be like this. So I need to change who's responsible for what. The health container, the player data is getting like shuffled around, and there really should there really only should be one owner of that. It probably needs to be the state machine, not the game state manager, and it just gets passed on to the player. But yeah, this is an odd one, and I think it needs to get looked at more deeply. Anyway, that's gonna be me for the night. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Where is... Dude, I can't find shit. Stream settings. Is there anyone I can redirect to? Add a redirect? Who's streaming right now? There's no one streaming. On YouTube. The rating for YouTube is kind of bad, eh? Build a game with me, G-Develop. These are all upcoming, and I don't have permissions for other people. Okay, guys. That's that. I'll see you all later. Thanks for hanging out.